right. Everyone should be able to hear me. And my OBS has been like doing weird things again when I shift my transitions. So yeah, it looks like everyone's got noise coming out. So what's up, guys? A little late start today. As you can see, Sammy is on a road trip. The road is somewhere in the back there. We haven't decided where. And I do like the backdrop. You have some kind of like, you're like way out in the desert somewhere. Where's that? It's like plateau and
The Badlands.
South Dakota.
Are you in the Dakotas somewhere? Are you like way out in the middle of like central?
Yeah, I'm in Rapid City.
Nice.
I'm in Rapid City, South Dakota.
Nice. There's a whole lot of nothing out there in South Dakota.
Sorry, South Dakotans.
Make sure you go out and see the world's largest ball of twine. I honestly don't know if that's in South Dakota but I'm sure that exists somewhere. Yeah, Sammy is on walkabout. Has decided to go and tour America and like driving around. How long is that trip? That's a long drive.
It's 17 days. Started in Chicago, finishing in Seattle. We've done about 1,000 miles so far.
Damn.
We're gonna be in Rapid City for a couple of days because there's lots of like Civil War battle sites and Native American things to go and see and do. So, yeah.
Nice. Oh, very cool. Very cool. But it's still the level of dedication. Goes on a month-long vacation, still finds time to play D&D. So, all right, my hat's off to you. Yeah, how's everybody else doing? The rest of my cast this fine morning. How are you all?
Meow.
Lovely.
I know.
Hi, Jax.
Virla's kind of still itching to put a hurting on some white rabbit, some white herringon.
Yeah.
Still her new girlfriend.
The other white meat.
Yep. But yes. Speaking of that, we didn't have a game last week, but the week before that, the session was almost like it was a recap. We had a bit of a flashback with a guest appearance by Illyria. So we kind of ran the 10-day journey from the Isle of Tyrants to the actual 4 Points Isles. And they got a bit of roleplay in, which I guess kind of helped and then made it even more sad when we returned back to the present day. And I was like, oh, well, this is worse because they were actually closer than we originally thought. So, you'll get some more insight, I think, today, especially if you watched not this past Wednesday's game, the Wednesday before that. You'll get some information. But we'll explore that a little bit later today at some point. So where we left off last game was the entirety of that flashback played out, which returned us to the present, and it was shortly after the event where Illyria disappeared into a portal, running behind a white furred herringon, disappearing amidst a rather chaotic moment where the group re-encountered Ilyana and some other woman. Nobody seems to know, but she seemed to know Charlotte at the very least. And before they ran off, Ilyana said, "You can find us at the Arse crack." and then took off down the street as a bunch of off-duty guards came pouring out of the inn that they were about to go into. And Charlotte reached out to try and contact Illyria using a sending spell. And there was an information exchange. Charlotte got a bit of, well, revelatory insight into her own family and the reemergence, or even, by proxy, the reconnection to her mentor, Sebastian. The strangest part of which, though, was that Volpini literally chimed in this conversation by saying a name, a specific name, Ithian. Who really is this Ithian person? Is this all true? I mean, this is all secondhand through magical connections and means, so it's, who knows, right? Yeah, well, I've been doing that since day one. So why don't we pick it up from that moment? That's where we left it off, was with Volpini saying Ithian. I'm going to leave it with you, Charlotte.
Charlotte will go over and kind of crouch down to try and meet Volpini's eye level, but she's probably still taller than her. And then just kind of gaze down and just be like, "See that again? Ithian? Is that what you said?"
Volpini is like just looking at you, like the curiosity in your eyes.
Did you guys hear that as well?
I heard starts preening. She's preening at this point. Her neck feathers.
Are we all here? Did Volpini just talk, or what? Are we all here for that?
Right. Well, I'm glad you're saying that, because I thought I was going crazy. No, I heard that as well.
She's never done that before, Charlotte.
Well, I mean,
well,
back in the dungeon, I believe she said something back then after everything went down, but I can't remember. I don't know if it was inaudible or what, or just forgot what she said, but I heard a voice, but it was different this time. I think back then it sounded more like somebody else's voice and not the voice I just heard then.
Oh.
What does that mean? I don't.
The only other time prior to that, when I've heard a voice, whichever voice, any voice, was when I was back in the Feywild, and we had this great festival by the great tree. Everyone gathered around the tree, and Volpini flew out of it, and she had to choose someone amongst the crowd, and she landed on me, and I heard something there and then. But that was over a year ago now. I've never heard anything since. Of course, we have like an innate connection, but that's kind of like I think of something and she just gets it, She doesn't vocalize anything.
Oh, wait, sorry. So I thought that was like, I thought the Volpini was your does it? Familiar? Don't you do like a ritual and then you bring something? Are you telling me that's just an animal that just hangs out with you?
I guess I've touch wood. She's never been banished back to the Feywild where I've had to carry out that ritual. But no, I didn't do a ritual at the time, and we just kind of, I don't know, like magically bonded. And then she's in a way been my familiar, but she's much more than that. She was my best friend for a while. So,
Oh.
yeah.
You don't even know if you were to do the ritual, you don't even know if it would be Volpini that came back. You would hope, but
I don't. You can see you're kind of getting lost in the depths of that thought process there.
It is just also like, that's not good. Okay,
But I mean, and go back to this ending. Illyria said something about an uncle, but I wasn't aware I had an uncle. And then Volpini said the word Ithian. So does that mean my uncle's called Ithian? I don't know, but wherever he is, I guess that's where Illyria is or was. She didn't really say. She didn't give a location. She just said that she was on a job for the taxman, and she met Sebastian and almost punched my uncle.
That is a lot
I hope
of
he's not.
disconnected information. I guess. Punched her
Right.
uncle.
I mean, if I have a little bit of time, I've got the second scroll. I can copy that into my spellbook and cast it out of there. It just means we can talk to more people. I can send Illyria another message, or I can try and check in with Sebastian and see if he can shed a bit more light. But I haven't spoke to Sebastian since he sold me off for Strixhaven.
Maybe it's time.
You think so? I'm a little bit scared. I'm sure everything's okay though, right?
I mean, at this point, what's there to lose? We've already lost so many of our friends. I mean, it might be nice to have someone reconnect with one of them.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes, that's true. Should we get out? Are we still in the street? We should probably move out of the way.
You guys were like just off the side in an alley.
Okay.
Well, Ileana said something about an arse crack.
Which, knowing Ileana and knowing the Isles, I know there is an arse crack. Yes, there is. So she's not kidding there.
Oh, all right.
Maybe it's best to meet up there.
Yeah. And you see kind of Azealia looking around and the uneasiness of seeing all those undercover guards kind of chasing after Ileana. Azealia doesn't like that one bit. So that puts her on kind of edge. So definitely looking around to get out of the street.
Okay. Well, I mean, you are standing right at the edge of the Scene Queen's court. I mean, you could just go in there and figure out your next moves. Or you can go and figure out what the arse crack is.
Well, okay, so what time is it roughly? Dusk?
No, I think
you
it's
were right. You at this point, it's probably closer to like noon.
Oh,
noon,
Midday.
shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay.
I mean, either way, we need to find someone somewhere with, with rooms for the night and such. What do we think? Ellie, you're quiet. I mean, I know the answer to this, but is everything okay?
Ellie's probably been zoning out this entire time until you said knock on wood, and she'd be like instinctively like knocked on her like bone scimitar.
Tonk, tonk, tonk.
I love her so much.
Sorry, you said something, Charlotte.
No, I was just checking in on you, making sure you're all right. That's all. I know you're not, but we're here.
Right. Where are we going?
I think we're going to make our way to either in this tavern
Going.
here or there's one apparently called the Arse Crack. So we're deciding which one to go to. Ileana mentioned meeting her there, so we're thinking about maybe that's best, but I don't know. It seems like wherever Ileana goes, and if we're with her, it's going to be trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the move?
We can try and get rooms in here.
Yeah.
We were gonna go in here anyway. I just remembered. Seems like it's been a while. We got told by the dockmaster that if anybody had seen Liliandra, it would be here. So at least we can try and nip that in the bud.
You're right. It is a big reason why
Let's-
we came here.
Yeah, let's try that.
Okay. So you're heading into the inn right here, Sea Queen's Court.
Before we leave the alley, I'm gonna just catch the arm of whichever of the girls go to leave first. And with my other hand, I'm gonna just grab Oz's forearm and just be like, "This walking through this place, I'm going to just say, this is a place that feels like, I don't know, the wilds, and this place is going to respect pack mentality. We need to go forward from this moment, understanding that we are that, and Oz and Idyllic of you, they're going to respect what you have automatically. That's what this place is. I'm going to say, here, we all defer to Oz until we can't.
Yeah.
But if we don't, I don't think we're going to get very far here.
Yeah. Yeah, I trust, yeah, you can trust my instinct on some of these things. I think staying the night here is probably best because we at least know, I can't remember the harbor master's name, who suggested, I can't remember her name, who recommended the place, but
Shavea,
yeah.
the Triton.
So at least we have somebody that we at least kind of know in this area. Gives us at least a base, a home base to stay at.
Mm-hmm.
And if that falls to shit, I'm sure I can find a sewer to get us down.
It's nothing we haven't done before.
Right?
Okay.
Okay.
So you're heading inside?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As you walk in, you can see the first thing you see is a halfling, female halfling, and she's busy trying, like she's struggling to move some of, pick up some of the chairs. It's like tables and chairs have been like knocked over, and dishes have been scattered. And as you're entering the place, you're passing patrons on their way out. And you can see by the time you get through the door, you can see just the the halfling busying herself cleaning up one of the areas that kind of got trashed, and in front of the bar in the back is a what appears to be a male water genasi dressed fairly dapper, you know, in that, you know, traditional bartender kind of setup. You know, the what is it, like a double-breasted like vest thing with the bloused sleeves, that kind of stuff. And he's you can hear the halfling. It's like, you know, bloody hell, leave everything on the floor, just decide to just dash out of here. I fucking hate those cards. And, you know, like she says that out loud, and as she sees you guys on, you know, pardon me, pay me no mind, just busy cleaning up here. She goes about the business of picking things up. Don't worry yourself, dear. It's like, you know, every week it seems there's something else. Somebody is causing some kind of trouble. Didn't expect it to come from where it did today, though. Well, you know, don't. Oh, I'm sorry. Welcome to Sea Queen's Court. Name's Dobrin Landry. I'll have things cleaned up right quick. We just like to find a seat somewhere. I think there's a few still standing.
Right, not to worry. When you've got a minute, we could do a word with you, if that's all right, Mr. Landry.
Sorry, it's gonna be probably a few more than, you know, a few minutes at least. As he, you know, stands up, dusts himself off, and like looks around. You can see that, you know, half the place is actually in like utter turmoil. But if you've got some patience, I'll see to you as soon as I can.
Absolutely.
Not to rush.
And you know, he turns to the halflings like, "You're out there, Gilda. I'll help you with that table." "Yeah, I'm working on the little glasses at the moment." And they go about the business of cleaning things up.
Gilda is the halfling,
Yes.
and Dobrin is the water ganassi.
Yep. Dobrin Lundry, Lundry.
Sorry.
Or if you're from Cumbria, it's Lundry. Tell me I'm wrong.
You know.
It's Lundry. There's at this point there is plenty of space. There's only you guys in here and those two.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I assume a table that's big enough for all of us
Easily.
has been knocked over, and the chairs have also been knocked over. So it is just gonna, you know, just set it all back to rights and sit us down at it.
Ah, much obliged, young lady. Didn't have to do that, but no, I do appreciate it. First round's on me. I'll be with you
that
in
I
a
do
moment.
appreciate.
And after a little while, you guys get settled in. They pretty much sort things out. All the furniture is set up again, and it's just Gilda who's cleaning up broken glass with a hand broom and a pan. Oh, all right. And, you know, he dusts off his hands. What can I get all of you?
Well, aside from a round of drinks, we could do with a little bit of information / help. And you said there's no one else in this. There's no one else in this place.
Nope. Not at the moment.
Okay.
It got cleaned
We're
out.
Good.
Ileana was here, of course. There's nobody else left.
we're looking for we're looking for a friend of ours that might have passed through this way. Her name is Liliandra, and she looks like this. And she'll cast minor illusion and do like a an illusion of a
Yep.
Yeah.
You're not gonna do like Jinx and draw a stick figure on a piece of paper.
No.
She did that on the Wednesday game. Posted on a bulletin board. It was brilliant. And it says, have you seen this man? And it's just a stick figure.
If you see this man, please get
You
in
get all
contact.
fancy and you're like, look, here's an illusion of her. Hmm?
Yes, wizard shit.
It is wizard shit. No, not say that I have, actually. I mean, someone looks like that and around here is going to stand out, that's for sure.
That's what we were hoping for.
She is known to don various disguises, but whether she, takes on a new personality with those disguises, I don't know. But she's quite, as you'd expect from a woman looking like that. She's quite confident and proud.
Not sure you're gonna like hide that though. I mean, there's only so much, dude. She shines like a star at night, cloud the sky. Well, if your illusion is any good, no judgment to you, but I mean, if there's no embellishment, I mean, she'd be recognizable.
Right.
Noted.
And I guess Charlotte will change the illusion to show some of the scars that she's seen, because I think that Charlotte's seen those scars on multiple disguises, so they're continuous. So, yeah, she'll do that.
So you kind of scroll, turn it around and show her back.
Yeah.
You sure you've got the right woman?
I mean, I think so.
Appearances
yeah.
can be deceiving.
No, I mean, I've never seen that woman before, but I've seen those scars.
Where have you seen them before?
On just left here, not but 30 minutes ago.
With the other girl with the green hair?
Oh, you mean Ileana?
One that knew you, Charlotte.
Oh,
You're in so much fucking trouble. I don't even know what it is yet.
You know Ileana too?
Yes.
Yeah.
I do.
We do.
Quite a troublemaker, she is.
Gives me some money for cards.
Doesn't
Do you,
show money
do-
for cards for 80.
Do you need any coin for damages or anything?
No, it weren't her fault.
Oh.
It was the guards. They were the woman that you're talking about with the scars. She was
Right.
in here, and she was getting a little close to one of the guards, and and his friends started pulling a bit of a trying to put a little Mickey on this woman, and Ileana. I don't know if it was out of her altruism or just the fact that she likes to get into trouble, but she decided to intervene and got the attention of these guards. And well, I'm guessing at the timeliness of your arrival, you got to see the mass exodus of all of them very recently.
They may have run by us.
Yeah, let's just say the guards around here are, they charge high rent.
Interesting.
Right.
So
Okay,
I would
well,
watch
that-
myself
just-
if I were you, especially if you are acquainted with, associated with, or standing too close to Ileana.
Did you the girl with the scars, did she give a name?
No, didn't get a name. But those scars I remember. Especially since they were sitting right at the bar when this all went down.
Right. Well,
She
thank
was
you,
wearing
though.
something a little low cut in the back. Nice, tasteful, nothing like, going over the top or anything, but it definitely exposed part of her back. And I saw that clear as day. Stands out, it does.
Sounds like her. Clear as day.
But she didn't look anything like you just showed me.
No,
She did
when we
say
first met her.
guys.
Oh yeah, when we first met her, she didn't look like that either.
Mm-mm.
So, yeah, that's just Liliander for you. But thank you. Do you have rooms here?
I do, actually.
Yeah, I think we'll
Amusingly,
take a
with
couple
this little incident, some of my rooms have become vacated, and I actually have 6 available, 2 of which are double rooms.
That sounds perfect. We don't really know how long we're going to be staying here, so I guess we'll just take a week. If we don't use the week, then that's on us. That's fine.
Well, silver a day, and it gives you breakfast to go along with it. Can't guarantee it won't give you a little bit of show though, periodically, depending on what time of day you're in. Spend a lot on crockery, we do. Yeah, and I'm tired of trying to clean it up off the floor.
Okay, so 1 silver for 1 room for 1 night. So it'll be 36 silver total.
It's per person, so if you're getting a single room, silver for you. If you're getting a double, it's 2.
Okay. Well, there's 5 of us now, and if Ileana and Lee stay here, that'll be 7. And then me and Oz can double up, so yeah, we'll do 1 double room and then 5 singles.
That's the look on the faces.
I think Charlotte would have been so serious, and then seeing like Edie and Ellie like laughing out the corner of her eye just go red.
Right. We pay when you check. Are you checking in now, or are you going to do so later? If you'd like to reserve the rooms, I suggest checking in now.
Yeah, that makes sense. Let's do that.
Right.
So how much would that be total?
Well, how many you got saying here? You said I'll see 5 of
7.
you right now. So
Yeah,
you got
just
2 more.
Yeah.
Oh, 7
So
silver.
7 silver.
There's going to be 7 of you. It's per person.
Yep.
Pays for your meal
I got
in
it.
the morning.
She gives him the 7.
Okay. And he turns around behind the counter, and there's a pegboard with keys on it. And he pulls down, so you what did you get? You got 1 double? Well,
No, 5 singles.
5 singles. Okay. So he pulls down the requisite keys and hands them over to you. Can't miss it. Key's got a floor, number on that floor. It corresponds to the door. Say no more. See that? Make a sea shanty right in front of you.
You're a poet and you don't even know it.
Welcome to the Sea Queen's court. Hopefully your stay is going to be better than it was today. Oh my, I'm just going to turn around now and get back to work.
I go to hand Charlotte a gold for the room for the week.
I don't need that. No.
Sure?
I don't need. Yeah. These are the party funds, not my funds.
All right.
Maybe we should go to that double room and just chat privately, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
You're laugh.
It's like noon o'clock. Like, come on. I don't think we're gonna fade to black at noon. I mean,
So let's all go
I
to the
don't
room
know.
and talk privately.
Tortuga, you might as well. I mean,
Went on holiday.
exactly.
So you can head up to, one of the rooms, the double room.
yeah, I think it's just the best place to have this private planning conversation.
It's a nice room. It's
Yeah.
it's not like super fancy or anything like that. It's very rustic, I guess, best way to put it, but it's comfortable. The beds are, well put together. Mattresses are in decent shape. And the room that you have, because the street is, as I had said, is like very hilly. It's like, it's up high enough that you can actually get a clear view of the harbor on the east side, so you can see out across the harbor. You see all the ships and things like that. But more importantly, and this is more for Zalia, you can see like way, 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 way off on the horizon, far to the east, that dark line that's always present
Yes.
as the telltale signs of the Kraken-tide maelstrom, storm that is always raging.
Mhm.
It's a little bit of a tingle in the air for just the briefest moment, a little static electricity
Mm-hmm.
as your attention returns to the room.
Yeah, if you're standing or sitting too close to her, you might feel a little just a little one though. You'd think it came from like what you're sitting on, but it actually is Azealia.
Pow. Take it away. You're in the room. Have your private moment.
I think you'd see like Azealia sort of like collecting sort of like her physical self, just because being back in this space is so different for her and kind of shell shocking. But also having seen just what happened in the last hour and a half, I think everyone is shell shocked. I think Az would kind of open with just like a deep sigh and, well, got a lot of work to do. Where do you think we start? With Liliandra, with Ileana, with Illyria? I mean, there's too many places to begin. Which one feels the best for everyone?
I don't know. Are you all holding out that Liana is just going to float back to you, or do you feel like this is going to be a thing that you have to actively pursue? Obviously, we have to meet her somewhere, or whatever. But how did she end up with the other one that you're looking for?
Well, Lee left before Ileana, and we had a hunch that she came down this way, and then Ileana left a little while later, and obviously the compass told us where she was, and then evidently they found each other.
Surprising, they did know each other briefly.
Right. No, that's true. So, if they're still together, that's good, because that shoots two birds with one stone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's so much going on right now. I mean, everything you said was, but then you've got your own thing, and we're trying to protect the lady and making sure she's safe from the assailants that are after her. And Charlotte kind of looks at Edie and just doesn't say anything, but she gives you this glance to like, and she's not good at hiding. She's not good at hiding any of it, so everyone can read what Charlotte's inferring.
Yeah.
And
Concessions
and
on
I've got-
Edie's face. Just
And I've got some messages to send, which I'll try and get on that as soon as possible. It's going to take me a while to copy it into my spell book, but then I probably won't be able to cast the spell until the next day, depending on how nice my dungeon master is.
Who?
She doesn't say. She doesn't say.
Careful, you're saying that in game. You are in a place where you could find a dungeon master, just not the one you're looking for.
Charlotte, your nose is bleeding. I think it made mine bleed too. God.
My dungeon master is right there, and she points to Azalea. Sorry, I couldn't. She doesn't say that. She doesn't.
Excuse me while I fade this to black. Excuse me.
Gotta go get my cast under control. Curtain falls.
Fuck's sake.
Alright, so I've just been going along with no context. Liliandra is the lady that was like, oh, Charlotte, when we ran out and saw Iliana. Also probably weird that man that saw you on the dock that was like, hey, Charlotte, and you were like, who the fuck was that? Is it all the same?
No, I don't. I mean, you're. It's not impossible, but I don't think so. Lee's true form. She's a succubus. A devil.
Oh, this you told me this.
So, I wouldn't put it past her to have shape-shifted into that for a bulk, but I don't think those two things are connected, but there might be.
But yeah, at this point, we can't assume almost everything's connected, or at least it feels that way.
Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot going on. There's a lot been going on for a while. So, if people need to cry, people need to shout. This is a safe space. So, just don't feel like you can't let it out, because it's better when you do let it out.
Toril,
Hey,
the
Matt.
answer is yes.
Nah, I was about to ask, because out of character, I was like, succubus, slay. And I was like, wait. How does Ilithia feel about that?
I saw, I was waiting for that. I was watching you when he said succubus, and you were like this, and like, wait a minute. Yes, that is probably going to be problematic for Ilithia.
No.
How you respond to him say, you know what a succubus is. How you respond to Charlotte saying that's up to you.
Yeah. You're probably gonna stay pretty stoic.
Ooh.
Figure.
So yeah, that's completely up to you, but yes.
Okay, cool.
And I was highly amused at watching your reaction.
That was good.
The double level of realization. I was like, huh, succubus, cool. I'm like, oh shit, succubus. Like, wait a minute. So, yep. Continue with your private time.
Also, is this my instinct for this place is that we're going to have to do something about Lady Bartholomew over here. I'm not sure if there would be, whatever the hell it's called, bounties or whatever, but people will take advantage of that if they know about it here. I have a feeling.
Oh, that feeling's correct, Edie. Yeah, Lady is another problem, I suppose. And she looks at Lady and kind of apologizes for calling her a problem, because she doesn't mean it like that. And she knows she doesn't want to offend Lady. Well, have we seen any posters yet? I mean, it's possible word hasn't made it this way just yet. we might have a few days at best.
My
Maybe.
my worry, and you all can tell me if this feels out of proportion or not, but my worry is that the bounty was a secondary measure. My worry is that the bounty being out in oh gosh, whatever it was that we came from with Strixhaven, that was the second thing that
Imbar?
they did. Yes. Okay, so over in Imbar, the place is like, it's like there's not a lot happening there. But if you needed to look for someone who you wanted live on their bounty poster, would you not call people and say, I have a job for you, you, and you, and then I'm going to put out paperwork so I can catch anything that falls through? I feel like we might be in a lot of trouble here with people knowing individually. And does that feel on scale or no?
We're on to something. Organized crime is pretty rampant, so
Okay.
I hate to admit it, but Edie is. That's a really good point.
And one last thing of just the things that we need to worry about. Isn't there on the ship we ended up with the currency guild? Didn't we end up with the bankers guild? We have things of theirs in there. I don't even
Yeah.
really know what's going on with this ship that we're on.
That's right. That's right. It had like the seal on it.
Yes, of whatever he was.
I think on the topic of Illyria, it sounded like she was okay and wasn't in any danger. I mean, it pains me to say it, but I think we've got enough on our plate, and we're just going to have to leave her to her own devices for now. Anyway, if people still want to talk to her, I can send messages once I've figured that out. But it seems like she's on her own path.
I hate,
And
I
right
hate
now,
to say it.
that path's divergent from ours.
It would just throw such a monkey wrench, and we don't have many leads, and we're getting closer and closer to the start of the next semester. I mean, adding
good point.
another crazy adventure across the continent, I don't know if we can afford it or risk it. I mean, we know she's safe and happy.
Yeah. And I think she has the capability to reach out to me if she does need our help, so I'm sure she'll do so if she needs it.
I think you're right. I think she knows that too.
Ellie, do you want to do you want me to send some messages to her when I get the chance to? I know you two seem pretty close, so it's the least I could do.
I don't. What would I say? Please
What
come
your heart
back.
feels? No, but you could.
Please come.
You said she was on a mission for the taxman? I guess that seems important. No, I wouldn't want to distract her from that. I know, duty and all.
Okay. Well, that's on you. If you change your mind, just let me know. But all I know is if if Rosalia was taken from me before I had the chance to tell her how I felt, I would know that at the earliest opportunity I would want to tell her that I loved her. So
Wait. Are you saying you love Valeria as well? Looks at us.
no, that's
Smell
that's
of
not what I'm
ozone
saying.
starts to fill the air.
I'm inferring that you might feel something for Illyria. That's all.
Feel something. Like what, Charlotte? I'm confused by the words you are saying.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you change your mind and you want to message her, just let me know.
All right. So wait, do you wait? I'm confused. Do you like Valeria or not? And is Azalea okay with that? I'm confused.
I do not have any romantic feelings for Illyria. She's a good friend, but that's all that she is.
What's the
Hey,
next
this is
step,
okay.
guys?
You said she wasn't alone, right? I just don't want that for her, no matter where she was.
Yeah. I agree.
No, she's not alone.
Okay, then she'll find us again.
Yeah. Well, I guess all we can do is focus on Stormgate now and what lies ahead. Well, at least those two are together that can sort some of our problems.
Yeah, and to answer one of your early queries, Edie, there's no expectation, at least from me. I don't want to speak for anyone else, but for Ileana to join back up with us if she wants to be on her own, that's fine. We just want to make sure she's okay first and foremost, and if she does want to join back up, that's great. But there's no expectation.
Yeah, I mean, I want nothing more for her than just to be free. I think that's all she ever has wanted.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, should we try and find this other tavern? I'm not going to say that word.
What word? Does anybody else remember it?
What is it? Arse? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
God, what did she say? She just yelled when she went. I don't know what.
I know, and it's
She does have that accent, and we now have joked so much that she says cheese, but I don't think she actually did. That's just what I hear now. So
Caitlin, give me a history
Yes.
check with advantage, please.
Thank you. Thank you.
With advantage.
It's an 11. Oof, Oz.
with advantage, woof.
And I have a +2.
So the arse crack that they talking about sounds familiar to you.
Okay, I figured it would be.
You don't think that's what it's called officially, but the name of it is just kind of eluding you. It's like at the tip of your tongue. You're like, that's not what it's called, but it has an actual name.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
But it's been a long time since you've been back here, so
yeah. But we at least know the general direction they went in, so I think having that knowledge that would give them somewhat of an advantage.
Yeah, they went. It was like somewhere closer to the docks.
Yeah, so I think we'd have to head out towards a little closer to the docks, sort of head towards where the rest of the taverns could be. But what do we do about Lady? Just make sure she looks up.
I've been looking through my spells. I don't know if there is a way to help that's like that, but I don't think I can do it.
Yeah. I think Oz would just like look to Lady and just like make sure you just keep your hood up and stay close to us.
Okay. She does. She still waddle flops when she walks, so
Aw, baby.
the waddle flap.
Teeny tiny bee.
So what's the plan?
Right, so we are we going to need to just wander this place? Do you have an idea? It's been a while since you've been here, right?
Yeah. That's just a nickname that sailors give it. I cannot remember what this place is called. It could be something else at this point.
Right.
Your guess is as good as mine, but towards the docks is going to be where they were heading. So we might have some luck there.
Heading towards the docks then, or?
I does anybody need to get ready before we go or go to their rooms and just reconvene in a few? Or do you guys want to go now?
No, I think I'm going to keep my robes on because the armor's a bit much underneath, so I'll just sweat it out.
All right, so are you just going to head out onto the streets, head towards the docks, or how do you want to do this? You can always ask.
I would I think Azalea would recommend sort of finding like an alternative route, not necessarily taking like the main beaten path, but sort of finding an offshoot road that's still main road-ish.
Okay.
sort of go down an alley or two and find another way that towards the docks without giving away our location too much. It's good to travel in numbers.
So the alleyways here vary in sizes. Like some of the alleys, they're wide enough to be like streets themselves. You know, you can tell that they are definitely not on the main thoroughfare. And then some of them you're like, you know, kind of, you have to go single file and weave your way through the trash and detritus to get through. And the buildings are not the best constructed. Like there's the city this is Boston city planning. I know not all of you are going to get that, but Caitlin, you know, since I'm mostly describing this to you, you know,
it's chaos.
Yeah, it's it's
just like me, so it's great.
Yeah, it's what should we call it? It's cowpaths.
Mm-hmm.
It's based off of like cowpaths. So wherever the cows would wander, that became a road, that kind of thing. And the buildings are like built on you know, it's hilly terrain. So yeah, and you know, the roads reflect that. So the buildings are just kind of like wherever they can fit. And sometimes they don't exactly look like they fit. So, you know, it's chaotic. Kind of fits Azalea. But despite the chaos, the craziness, it's familiar to you. You remember, you know, as a kid getting lost in these places and getting used to the mazes, and some of it is starting to come back to you. And you guys run into all manner of people just like coming around the corner, like somebody like throwing up, or like, you know, somebody dumping out basin water into the runnels on the side of the street, and it's all kinds of, it's Tortuga. It's Tortuga Boston. it's Tortuga by way of Charlestown. You're in Tortuga.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. It's fucking Boston. So you're winding your way through, and here and there when you actually come back out onto like a main road, you can see down towards the harbor and the ships and things like that, so you can get your bearing again before you'll dive deep into the alleyways. So you're just trying to avoid the main roads. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, I would prefer to like still take, traveled paths, but not necessarily like the main path where everyone's coming in and out of port and trading and traveling. Just sort of stay away from that.
More of the side streets. Got it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's not a problem. But that all that does is get you closer to the port. You still have no idea about the
where we're going from there.
The Arse crack. So yeah, you wind your way back to the area by the port. What do you do when you get there? You know what? I'm gonna give you an investigation check.
Azalea specifically?
She's leading the so unless she's like sharing, it's just her. It's her. I'm giving you this because of your familiarity with the actual city.
Yeah, absolutely. It's an 18.
Ooh.
Nice.
You're not exactly sure where this place would be, but you have a good idea of the area that it would be in. So you end up in this section of the city. It's like the docks, but it's just above the docks, and it is full of less than reputable establishments, things that are clearly fronts for something else. A lot of the businesses are suggestive or a play on words or an innuendo. It is basically the red lamp district of Stormgate. And you're wandering through and one sign catches your eye. Now these are like nasty looking, it's nasty but lively. It's like a rolling party. Like you can see people will drunkenly stumble out of one place, stumble down 2 doors and stumble into wherever that is, that kind of a thing. And this is in the middle of the day, so who knows what this looks like at night. But there is a picture and it's a well-worn picture of like one of those carved wooden shingles, like a sign. It looks like it's made out of old ship timber, and it is the stylized carving of a kraken. And somebody basically, it looks like somebody painted a butt on it. Like the kraken itself is well carved, nice. It basically looks like somebody defaced the artwork by painting a butt on the kraken, and painted in paint fairly crudely above it. It's the Kraken's Arse Inn and Tavern.
Well, I think we know where we're gonna get our start. Are we all ready for this?
All right.
I think we'd head on in then. Yeah.
You guys get to the door just in time for a rather very drunk Goliath comes stumbling out onto the nearly knocking the group of you over. He's like, pardon me, pardon, I'm gonna go that way. And he's like leaning to the side as he's pointing the opposite way that he's trying to go. And this gnome comes wandering out after a female gnome is like, where do you think you're going? Wrong way. Yeah. You can't hold your liquor. Come with me. And she grabs him like by the knee and kind of like tugs him towards like the ships. And he stumbles after her. I'm always follow the gnome. It's follow the gnome. And the two of them go stumbling off down the street. There is, and here I'll even. Let's get some. Do the gamblers for now. For those of you who can hear. Head on inside the Kraken's Arse. It is lively. There are people gambling and drinking and having an amazing looking time. Periodically, somebody will slap somebody else. You know, a punch will fly here and there, but quickly gets broken up by a half-orc bouncer. Rather thickly muscled half-orc bouncer. And yeah, go on in. There is, behind the bar, and my 4 points aisles. There is a not tall but stout human. Looks like, you know, he might have like some dwarven dwarven blood somewhere in his veins by the heavy bushel of a beard that adorns his face, beard and mustache. He has the weathered skin of someone who spent many, many years at sea, and the wary eye of somebody who's seen some shit. And he's basically doling out ale and beer at the bar. Watch yourself. Come any closer to me coin and I'm going to stab you with that chair you're sitting on. And he pushes brushes a couple of hands away from the coins that were sitting on the counter, paying for somebody's drink at some point, and the other hand snatches them up quickly. Who's up for another round? Order now while I'm here, before I have to step from behind the counter.
Shall we?
Yeah, hold up a couple silvers.
All right, so you head up to the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sort of around and kind of scope out the place, I'd imagine.
Like at any point in time, you're looking around the room, half expecting to see Ileana jump out of somewhere, like a spider monkey, just
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah, or like on the
Down
ceiling.
from the rafters.
Yeah, it's like this. Like it makes sense why she said this would be the place.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We could be here a while, so make sure you don't. Make sure you hold your drinks, guys. It could be a long day waiting, or it could be no time.
All right. Well,
There's 4 new faces. 5 glances down towards towards Lady. Did you bring Lady with you, or is she staying in the room?
Her to stay close if she came with us, so I would imagine she'd want to come with us. I don't think
Okay.
she'd want to stay behind.
So he like looks down at Lady, can't see her face. 4 new faces. What do you have? No, I'll warn you now, don't get too fancy. This ain't the place. Queen's Court if you're looking for wine.
Couple ales will do us fine.
Good. Ale we've got, beer we've got, rum's almost gone. And he puts up a couple of 4 mugs. What about your friend?
Else for
Who's he talking about?
everyone. Else for everyone is
He
fine.
keeps glancing down at basically
Oh.
ET. You basically have ET walking around with you with the hood up and
Oh,
ET. Yeah, I know, I'm old, but that's basically what you have going on right now.
Shit. Shit, I don't know what I'd ever do. I mean,
5 ales it is. And he just puts them up. 5
Yeah.
copper. There's something else.
I'm not sure about right now. Maybe we'll catch you in a few minutes, sir.
Ah, right. Hey! And he starts yelling at someone down there. Get your bloody feet off the... Oh! And he just kind of like slides down away from you.
Yeah, I think at this point we just look for kind of like a spot to kind of scope out the place, chill out.
This is
Maybe,
not a place that chilling out feels very possible.
Safe. Yeah, no, for sure.
This is like a Boston pub, downtown on college break. Yeah, this is more lively than that. People are here to party and have fun and... So,
This is perfect. I mean, do we have anything that no one's paying attention to us in here?
Yeah. Fit right in.
that is mostly
Mhm.
true, yes. I mean,
Yeah.
you can scan the room and give perception checks if you wanted to see if people are eyeballing you.
That's all you, Han.
Oh yeah, let me check if anybody is eyeballing not just us, but giving Oz second looks.
Absolutely.
Do you need help?
Oh
Did-
yes.
Okay. I will give you advantage.
What did you do? 16.
There aren't, for the most part, people are just, keeping to their cups, their company and whatever games they are currently playing in. But there are definitely more than a few eyes being cast towards Lithia.
Well, she looks like she does. So.
Well, that's the point. She looks stoic, very stoic.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to stab you if you look at me. She has the look of danger. And you can tell that people are keeping kind of a wary eye on her. I mean, you're walking around
I
with a
note
double-bladed scimitar on your back and full armor. You stand out a little bit.
Your end doesn't beat my end in a month of Sundays.
So, all right. But you can kind of like muscle your way to a space and, just you basically, you occupy a space that has just been vacated.
Mm-hmm.
The table's still dirty and
A little wet.
you're not sure who is a server in this place and who isn't.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And we
Or
haven't
there
we
even
haven't
is
seen Ileana or Liliandra in here.
Not
Presuming Liliandra was the woman that was with Ileana?
Not at present, no.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I mean, she said meet us here, so she was a little bit preoccupied with those guards. So maybe she's still circumventing them, and then she'll eventually arrive.
That's what I'm thinking. That's why I said it could be a long night. Make sure you don't drink it all down.
Don't
wanna be
worry.
dragging anybody out of here.
We've got enough problems, rather,
Exactly.
without, yeah.
So scanning the room, you see all manner of peoples, cultures, creatures. This is like a true melting pot. This is clearly a hot spot for sailors. So you have a lot of people from all over the world that end up, here. And for the most part, they are getting along, and aside from a few of the more rowdy people, they get escorted out fairly quickly. And as you're sitting there, you can see one of the band members gets up. It seems to be kind of like a revolving door on this group of minstrels. Like people, get up and then somebody else sits down and starts changing the tune or picks up and plays an instrument. It's like just you're not sure that this place actually has like its own band.
Mm-hmm.
But the person gets up and starts to walk towards the bar. On the way, you can see a heavy beard coming out from between a wide brimmed hat, and there's a long coat. Kind of looks like might be like a ship's officer or is dressed accordingly. Basically eyeballs Charlotte, winks, and nods towards the bar.
Does only Charlotte see that?
What's passive perception on everyone else?
15, baby.
14, baby.
If you have a yes, then you all see it.
He.
Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
That one winking at you?
A little bit weird.
Right. I mean, half of me wants to go over there, half of me wants to run away.
You want me to fight him?
No. Whoa. I mean, maybe, but not right now.
Look, I've had a bad day. Like, I need to fight
I know
something, okay?
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go over there, but if you guys could keep an eye, that would be great. Just watch for anybody else in the room that's looking at us. See if he's not alone. Is there only one? Is there only one entrance and exit into this place?
Well, you can only see the front door from where you are, but there is a door that leads out behind the bar and a set of stairs that goes up to another floor. So, I mean, it's a place like this. I think it's safe to assume that there's more than just 2 exits out of here.
Mm-hmm.
It's just there's probably going to be only a couple of obvious ones.
Yeah.
So, as far as I can see, it looks like there's 2 ways in and out of here, but sometimes there's maybe more. So maybe just keep an eye on those as well.
Yeah.
I can have maybe Volpini kind of go outside and just perch on the roof, just survey things from there. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, I think we'll be all right.
Is there like a window like I can let her out of? No.
No. She'd have to go out the front door.
Okay. I'll leave her with you guys, but if you want to take her out, take her out. And she'll get up and make her way.
This, by the way, is this building is actually kind of connected to two buildings on either side. So it's multiple buildings that were kind of stuck together. So there's no windows on either side of it. It's just wooden walls. There's just a like a front facing.
This is.
It's not its own standalone building.
How far
Okay.
is that guy away from us at the moment?
Across the room, at the bar at this point, I'd say probably 30 feet, 35 feet.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast.
Oh, sorry.
Oh God, you go first. You go first.
No, you go first. That's fine.
No, you go first.
No, you go first, sorry.
No, you.
No, you roll for it. You go first.
Rolling.
The rest of the game.
Roll initiative. Figure it out.
No, I was gonna cast Eagle Splendor on myself.
Okay. That's perception, right?
Charisma.
Wisdom? Oh, charisma.
Charisma.
Eagle Splendor. I think the amusing one for me on that is Ox's Cunning. That hits intelligence. Yeah.
Interesting.
Ox. The ox. That's where my
No, it's a
brain
fox.
goes. Oh, fox.
It's a fox.
Dyslexia
Yeah.
got you good, bro.
No. Somebody used it last night. It was last night and said Ox is cunning. I'm like, Ox is cunning. Like, yeah. Okay. I'm cunning oxes.
Yeah. 200 IQ ox.
Yep. That's it. Now it's Ox is cunning. So like that studious ox wearing spectacles sitting there. Hey, I'm just going to study my notebook for a while. Okay, so you are.
What were you gonna do? Well, Vela was gonna do some of that.
Oh, what are you doing, Vela? You gonna go and fight him?
It's so
I'll take
tempting.
care of this guy. Yeah, I got this.
I need to get some of my anger out. Can I, because, Lithia is a little bit on edge. Can I use, Divine Sense, to detect good and evil?
Okay, and that does fiends, fae,
and undead.
Dead
And
within
undead.
60 feet.
within 60 feet.
It also does ground that's been consecrated, desecrated, or touched by the Hallow spell.
You get none of that.
Okay.
However, you do get both Fae and Fiend within 60 feet.
Okay. Wait, does it say that I know who it is?
I don't know. Does it pinpoint?
You know the type of any being whose presence you sense, but not its identity. So I know it's somewhere close, but I don't know who it is.
Correct.
That's what I'm reading.
You're getting both Fae and Fiend.
A and Fee.
Vulpini would be Fae.
Mm.
I'm not saying that there's not two Fae creatures in here, but I'm just saying that Vulpini is also Fae. Okay. Do you say anything to Charlotte before she leaves?
Yeah, I would kind of stop you a little bit. Charlotte.
Yeah.
I sense some Fae and Fiend presence. It might be your succubus friend. It might not. Just be careful, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'll be fine.
Okay. I can't lose someone else tonight, okay? Just be okay.
No, I'm not going anywhere. Don't worry.
Before Charlotte would walk over, Oz would kind of like just lean in, give her a kiss on the cheek, and sort of like make sure her eye like line is sort of in line with that person, just in case they're like looking this way, and just, you know, a little assert of dominance, just a little bit, just in case they're like, I'm gonna steal your girl. And kind of
Nice.
send Charlotte on her way, I suppose.
Okay.
Jealous Oz is something else.
Okay, yeah. She'll walk up and I guess stand or take a seat next to this figure. And then well, like kind of not looking at them, just be like, can I help you with something? Do I know you?
Why don't you have a seat?
Says take a seat.
So, your name's Charlotte, is it?
Right. Do you know me?
Probably better than you think.
Give me a investigation check.
I can do those.
You got a bead?
Skills, investigation. How do I roll that? I don't think I can. Oh, no, I did roll. Oh, I just rolled a nat 20.
Did you?
Yes!
Brilliant, man. Hey, tall. So, you know, you're looking at this person and the weathering on their face and the beard and the mustache that are fake and the hairline, while very well done, is clearly not the real hairline under this hat. And the eyes suddenly become familiar to you. You recognize the eyes.
As
What?
I recognize the eyes as.
Liliandro.
Okay.
And they see the recognition in your eyes, and you can see the smile at the corners, even though the rest of the face is hidden under the bushy beard and mustache.
Yeah, you don't think this is your finest look, but it's very good to see you.
It does its job.
That's true. Well, I mean, you're here. You're safe. You're talking to me. Are you okay?
It really depends, honestly. How you define it. Maybe we go to my room to speak?
Just those two, or can I call the guys over?
You can.
Or is that two?
You
Is
can
that
bring your friends.
okay? Follow the way, and I'll wave them over.
I'm settling me bill.
And she puts down some coins, which the guy next to her starts to reach for. She elbows, and the bartender comes over and right, settled up. Start a new tab tomorrow. And Lee, the pirate, gets up and starts heading towards the
She's second floor, third door on the right.
Roger that. And Charlotte will kind of just gesture with her head to the others, who I'm guessing are watching with the eager intent, and then just kind of like ushers them with her hand as well.
Okay. And she
You
heads
can-
up before
you can see enough-
so
I was going to say the other three would say in Charlotte's face that it's good. It's good. It's not bad.
Ilithia's putting, all right, swords going back into the... I'm just going, all right.
Damn it.
So, yeah, you can head up. She's already
Yep.
in there, and by the time you come in, the door is open a crack. And as you guys go in, she's in the process of taking off the outfit. You know, drops the heavy coat, and she pulls off the wig and pulls off the beard and mustache and things like that, and starts, you know, peeling away at like a liquid latex kind of application that wrinkles her skin and things like that. And slowly but surely this, you know, beautiful woman is revealed underneath the makeup of this crotchety old, you know, sea dog. And even though it is a beautiful woman, it is not the beautiful woman that you know. You recognize. It is the woman that you saw coming out of the Sea Queen's court. Oh, now that is all gone. Charlotte, how are you? Oh, apologies. And she turns to she goes over to Oz, and she, you know, comes in like she's coming in for a hug.
Mm-hmm.
Do you?
Yeah, Oz would hug her back. Oz has sort of no hard feelings.
Sorta?
Too much. Not too much.
Sorta?
Not too
Sorta
many.
no hard feelings?
Well, as she does that as well, Charlotte's like, well, I know you know Rosalia, and you're both familiar with each other. I guess I should say that Rosalia, since you last seen us, is my girlfriend now. We're together.
And she does the surprised, like grabs both of your hands, does the surprised, like pulls back like she's appraising you kind of thing while holding your hands. So, it's official then, you're saying? That's
Yes.
wonderful.
As of not
Took
that
you long
ago,
enough,
actually.
You know, that was probably my fault.
No, it's definitely your fault, Charlotte.
Okay, that's valid. But
Yeah, you just finally did what everyone else knew you were going to do anyway.
something like that, yes.
You forget.
But yeah, I
what
should introduce
am,
you.
I can smell it on people. I knew.
That's true. I didn't think about that actually.
Bitch.
But these are two new friends that you're not familiar with. This is Edie, otherwise known as Lady Mercedes of House Vestra, and this is our other friend.
Well, before you get to that introduction, she comes over to Edie, and you can see, while not being overly you can see she draws in breath as she approaches you. Both beautiful and feral in equal parts. You smell like a summer rain after an angry storm.
Okay, bitch. Edie just sort of was like,
and she goes to turn to the next person.
This is Alithia.
She stops.
excuse me, what?
Charlotte says the second name, but not as loud as she announces Alithia. It just kind of spurts out like the end, like Celia Ashgrove.
Alithia. That is you, yes?
Correct.
What are you doing up here?
I do not know you. Explain.
You're joking, right?
I need to
well,
do
wait. Lee, Alethea is she had a bad gash in her head when we found her. She's got a bout of amnesia.
Seriously?
No, I'm joking. Just explain. I will hit you.
You and I both know that you are incapable of joking. So, well, at least I know that for sure. But you're the one that helped me get out of hell. How could you forget
Excuse me, what?
I helped you escape. When? How? With whom?
It would be over a year now, at least.
Please, more information.
I helped you with your cousin. His soul coin.
What cousin?
You really do have no memories, do you?
What is going on? Who is my cousin? What is going on with his soul coin?
Oh, well, I think you might want to sit down then.
I am quite alright standing, thank you.
Well, then I'm going to sit down, and I suggest the rest of you do the same. This is going to be a long story.
What the fuck is going on?
Welcome to my game, Virla. Hey, you're the one that gave me a backstory that says I don't have memories, so...
That's true.
Well, I actually... You spared my life, and for that I owed you. I was fleeing my own kind after returning from a very, very long absence. Nearly 2,000 years absent. And I think over 2,000 years by the travel of the sun. But I was weakened. I was no longer what I was. I was no longer what I was meant to be. Made to be. I was no longer under the sway of any of the 9 lords of hell. But that also made me a target. Very juicy target. And while I was fleeing, and you found me in a weakened state. And in that moment, you stopped what came for me from killing me. You couldn't explain why. Just something in my eyes, you said, that was different when I pleaded with you for help. You took pity on me. And then you escorted me to the gates. And you helped sever my connection to the hells itself. She turns, showing you her scars. With that, gesturing towards your sword. So I helped you find your brother's soul coin. I mean, your cousin's soul coin. But I no longer have it. When we were separated during that assault the Baylor came and not that I ever suspected they would get by the gate, but in the turmoil, you helped me ascend through the ruins of Tier 4 Lake. It was by your action that I am here at all. That I survived. That I reached the surface. But you were supposed to be looking for your cousin.
Do you know his name?
Your cousin's name? I do.
Yes.
Excuse me. Go and consult your notes.
It's not in my notes, I think. I didn't name any of them.
I did.
Oh, cool. Cool. I'm not freaking out at all,
gave
you
me
guys.
The story, and I wrote it down, and yes.
I'm just coping with the fact that I hurt someone really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
That
cousin's
was
brother is in a coin, in a soul coin.
Let's see.
yeah.
Are you?
That was my money.
This part.
Lee turned around and like showed all of the scars on her back, and like Edie, normally very stoic about shit as well, she also like when she confirms that Ellie did that, Edie like puts her hands up to her mouth and she's like, "Oh, that's serious."
Mm-hmm.
And well, your cousin's name was Erover. But that was changed when he became a Corsair of Darkness.
Yeah.
I
What
don't
do you-
know his true name anymore. I knew your cousin. That information would be locked in his soul coin. The one that he used to make the bargain that he did.
What?
Oh,
Sorry to interrupt. What's a Corsair of Darkness?
Well, the Corsairs are a loose, I guess you could say, organization of Ajari that have decided to use the colloquialisms of the locale, jump ship. They are ash elves that have betrayed their own kind and joined the forces beyond the wall.
Ooh.
Interesting.
I have so many questions, but I'll let Ellie field hers first.
Do you know the rest of my family? Are they alive? Are they all right?
I don't really know much about your family beyond your cousin. To say that you are a guarded soul is an understatement. And you keep your truths close to your own heart. So I could only share with you what you shared with me, and that was the fall of your cousin. It was his trail you were following when you found me that day.
Did I tell you why he made the bargain?
No. And I was more than a little apprehensive about asking, but for sparing me and offering to save me, I owed you at the very least. We found his coin, at least, in the hands of that bone devil. not knowing what they were trying to do with it, but clearly they had stolen it from the demons that the bargain had been made with.
I think Alithia will just turn to Charlotte and go, ask your questions. She's visibly shaking. She doesn't know how to handle all this information right now.
Charlotte would offer a hand just to kind of take some of the nerves away from you a little bit.
Wait.
No,
Before we do this, let me see if I can help. Let's see if this helps you. And she reaches up like she's going to brush her hair back, but as her hands pass over her face, and she draws them back down over her, like the rest of her body, you can see like the skin and the flesh begins to shift, and the color of her hair changes, and it goes from being like, wavy and curly to like jet black and straight. And Charlotte, you see the succubus that you met that day.
That's a trigger moment.
Still stunningly beautiful. Long, straight, jet black hair. And Alithia, you suddenly recognize her. The memory comes flooding back. She's one of those people that's really hard to forget when you look at her. And you get flashes of thoughts, like of memories, like pictures kind of like flashing in your head. And you remember finding her. She was just emaciated looking as a succubus, and you were about to just finish her off. Like she was wrapped in tattered rags, and you were about to kill her, and she did something that no other devil or demon has ever done before your blade. And she said, please. And that was it. And it stopped you because you weren't sure whether she was asking you to finish her off and looking at you in such a way as like she was giving you permission, saying it was okay to do it, or she was asking for her life. What struck you was the eyes. There was no malice in them. There was no hatred. It was just wariness and sincerity. And it hit you as hard as, punch to the face. You had seen that mirror before. That reflection of your own inner turmoil and sentimentality. You've seen that in her eyes, and it stayed your hand. So you decided to help her and find out what her story was, because this wasn't normal. And she explained to you, this is all coming flooding back, is that she had been trapped for over 2,000 years. And left in a circle, a summoning circle that had never been broken. And it was her disconnection from the hells that basically severed her servitude to any of the lords of hell. She still had the ability to return because, she said this foolish group of adventurers
wandered into, this dangerous place and encountered her, and even though she herself tried to, plead with them and get them to just free her so that she could leave, they inadvertently broke the circle anyway, trying to kill her, which was just the moment that she needed to come back here. But when she returned home, she found that she was no longer bound to anyone, and that became a problem for them because they couldn't exert dominance over her anymore, and she became a danger, a liability. So instead of coming home to return to servitude, or she found that it was unwelcome and in a violent way, and had been hiding and trying to survive ever since, feeding off of anything that she could. And you were the one that ended up finding a way for her to feed. And you restored her to enough health and strength that she could escape. But you also knew what you knew about the Hells, and that their ascent and descent, is attached. There is a mystical attachment to them. So with her permission and your blades, you removed her direct connection to the Hells, so she could never return once she got out. And it was, you had been trying to get her through the adamantine gate, because you could get her up through what is beyond, where where Ajar Phosmakeen actually connects to Sol Boreal. You were going to try and smuggle her through. Which you managed to do after a major assault distracted the gate by a Baelor and forces. So you managed to actually smuggle her back up to Tearfall Lake, which is in Riverlands. But between then and finding her, she helped you on your trail to find what happened to your cousin. That's when you discovered that your cousin had made a bargain with a demon whose name you do not know yet. And you only found that information when using mystical means and her ability to track through scent led you to that bone devil, which the both of you subdued and claimed your cousin's coin, soul coin, which is the blood bargain made. It's created when a blood bargain is made, usually by a debtor's quill. So that's how you knew that a bargain was made, but the coin is lost to you at the moment, because it was left with you, and you don't remember where it went. So that all flashes through your head when she shifts her shape. To which, after she sees like all of this kind of like playing out on your face, she shifts back to her present view, her present visage. The dust can be heard settling in the room at this moment.
I have a quick.
Is Ellie still standing up? Oh, go on, Callum.
No. It's just like a kind of meta question. Is this the first flashback that you've had that we know of?
Yes,
Yeah,
the other
that
ones
you were
were
aware of? Yes.
hallucinations.
Okay, cool. And like we witnessed. Okay, cool. Just making sure.
Yep. True story. Please say something, Lithia.
I'm sorry I hurt you.
She comes over and she takes your hands.
Ellie
very
will flinch
dramatically.
back.
Yeah. She comes. Well, she comes over. She goes to take your hand. You pull back. But she stops. Alethea, you didn't hurt me. You saved me. You fed me and you saved me. You made sure that hell cannot just call me home. And you made sure that I got out of it. You didn't hurt me.
I may have helped you in some ways, but the scars on your back say enough to me that I did indeed hurt you.
You kidding me? That is, at this point, a badge of honor. Mark of... It might be shameful to another devil that wants to go home, but I don't. It is my way of saying, it is a reminder in the mirror that I am free. I know this is going to sound rather shallow, but I know beauty to a very painful degree. I understand what drives people when they look at me to become so beautiful that it hurts. They cannot resist me. I understand what that means. I understand what it can do and how it can hurt people. These scars mean that no matter how beautiful I make myself, that I am now mortal. I am alive. I am flawed. And for a succubus, that can mean everything. They are not scars of pain. They are marks of beauty. They now reflect my true self.
Wait, what are we laughing at? I was
don't
tabbed out.
know. I don't know. Toril.
Sorry, I just heard like popcorn crunching.
Oh, that was good. That was...
Is that what
Crack me up.
See, I wish I had my popcorn, but I have to tell the story. I have my dispenser.
Open up.
Alethea will just kind of look at Charlotte again and go, You had questions? Ask questions? You had questions. Just kind of
Right, yeah.
ignoring whatever.
As she's been like as she's been talking to Alethea, but especially in those last moments when she's talking about scars and such, can Charlotte see any scar or like wound mark where her shadow blade hit Lee?
There is no scar there.
Okay.
That wasn't a hellspite weapon.
No.
Hellspite weapons leave a mark on demons and devils.
That makes Charlotte feel better.
Of which Alethea's double-bladed scimitar is a hellspite weapon.
You said you were trapped for 2,000 or so years, right? Does that mean you were alive for the first Dark Tide? Did you see that event?
I suppose
Did you experience it?
I was, but
I was stuck in, well, you saw where I was stuck.
You were there for 2,000 years.
Yes, that is a very long time to think about things.
I know we've talked about this before, but I was naive back then. I was scared. I didn't really know how to respond to the situation. Almost as if that situation was there on purpose just to provoke those thoughts, but you know,
Charlotte,
I still attack.
I get it. I know what I am. I know what I was. And I knew what I was doing back then. I knew that either way, you were going to set me free. That whether you attacked me or helped me, it was only the choice. And that's something that you made, and I hold no grievance over. I don't judge you for that. You knew what I was. I wasn't hiding my true form.
Okay, but then, you know, you left us and you left that letter, and you know, I mean, I want you to know, and I'm sure Rosalia and Cardea and even Atticus, wherever he is right now, wants you to know that you're a friend and we care about you, and you're not a burden, like you said in the letter, and you're not some thing that doesn't deserve to be with us or be our friend, because you do, and we want you to be our friend. So I don't know if you've got any other plans for now, for the future, but we certainly want you here with us. That's all I can see. I just wanted to make that
Wait.
clear because
Are you saying you came here looking for me?
not entirely, but
It's
that
part
was
of
one of
it.
the reasons. Yeah,
Really?
we care about you. Mhm.
Well, we
You
had
g-
an idea of where you might be heading, and we were heading this way ourselves. We kind of thought it could be worth checking in on you.
You see the you can see the physical evidence of the air catching in her throat. And you know, she puts her finger to her lips like she's having trouble like speaking. I I don't know what to say. This has never been something anyone has ever done for me. I have only ever learned to excuse me. Pardon me, I am in new territory here. I've only ever known how to take from someone. The very act of my survival requires that I feed on the emotions and, well, lust of mortals. Thus, I am forced by my nature to live in a certain way. This is the first time that anyone has ever wanted to really be around me and sought me out of their own volition. At least for anything more than one good night spent with a beautiful woman.
Well, you know, you've shown nothing but kindness to us, and especially to me that day. You played a big part in my birthday and that celebration, and you took me to the spa, and I've never had that experience before, and that's something I'll always cherish, and that was because you facilitated that, Lee. So
But I will say this, I'm not going to be able to do so much here. Let's just say that their facilities are quite lacking when it comes to personal care without there being a catch. Lot of massage parlors here. There's not so many of them that just give you massage. Now, with that, it does lend itself to someone like me to hide in a place like this. I mean, I could act like a total harlot, try and bed every person up and down this street, and no one would bat an eyelash. So, as a succubus, and the way I'm forced to feed, you can see this as being a bit of a boon. And once I lost Atticus and him as a source, I had to go where I felt safest. And I was here. I didn't want to be a burden on all of you, because I could see that who and what I am is dangerous at best. That's why I left.
You're not dangerous at all.
Oh,
And
darling, I am very dangerous. Make no mistake. I appreciate the compliment. Please do not mistake the purring of the kitten and forget the claws that still lie beneath.
okay, but I think we've all got our own danger lying in wake, and well, if we're all together, we can just tackle it all better. I mean, what do you want to do with the rest of your life? Do you want to spend it with us? Do you want to adventure with us? We could sure use
I want
someone
to
like you.
live. I want to experience things without the yoke of cruel lord pulling on my chains. I want to act and be without being beholden to anyone else. I want to be free. That's all.
Then we have a common goal. So, if you want to adventure with us, please do.
I will consider it. That is for sure. But, Ozelia,
Yeah.
this is your home, is it not?
It is. If you did choose to stay here, I'm sure I could find somewhere safe for you.
Well, I do think that I am quite safe where I am here, amongst the loud and raucous crowd, in which I can hide myself. There
Absolutely.
are plenty drunkards just looking for a good night. I can generally find my fill, though over the past 2 days I haven't been able to, because the guards, oh, little overzealous.
They tend to be that way around these parts.
Yes, so I found. But that's normal. The things that I work around. I've gone lean before. This is nothing new to me. But let me think about it. What would you have me do for you? What would you have of me as...
Well, I mean, I don't think I mean, me personally, I don't look at any of the group and think, oh, this is what they do and this is what I expect them to do. I wouldn't extend that to you either. It's just, we help each other. We, if it's Ozelia, it's trying to find father. I guess that's the same for me. We protect the lady. We all have our own goals, and we just, come together and try to help each other. That's it, really. There's no other expectation but to help and to love. And as she's saying all this, and she has been for a while, she's just like, she's got a hand on Alithia's back and just rubbing her back just to kind of calm her a little bit.
And we're heading back to school anyways, in a couple weeks. So if you decided to come with us and split off halfway through...
Strixhaven?
Yes.
You expect me to return to Strixhaven, to school?
No, but if we're heading that way and you want to head that way with us, you could split up with us and at least travel with us and make safe passage. If you decide to.
I'm sure Bordley and Lurgo would be happy to see you.
She gets a genuine smile on her face when you mention Fordley. That turtle is so... I have never met a more genuinely innocent soul. And trust me, I can smell innocence on people. Let's just say that the purity of that boy would leave me starving for another 2,000 years. He is a wonderful person.
It's a shame because I think he will live another 2,000 years, Lee.
We could only hope. And anyone who lives those years with him would be blessed to do so. I pray the passions preserve him so that he never sees a blemish on his spirit. I am rather hungry. And yes, I know that connotations to that, what that means to all of you. And I cannot think clearly, literally, on an empty stomach. So I'm going to have to go and feed. I suggest you all take the night, think things over, and I will do the same. I'll consider your offer and... Go ahead.
Well, unless I'm missing something, you're missing a cat burglar.
Yes. No, we'd only just run into each other. And she dropped me off here. I don't know if she's actually staying here or not.
Oh.
We parted ways at the door.
Okay.
And she led the guards on a chase. Make sure that they didn't know I was staying here.
Right. She's a riot. All right.
Yeah, in this case, quite literally. I believe there were at least a dozen guards, maybe more by the time she passed the doorway.
Someone didn't get the memo to be low-key.
Don't think that's actually a thing she can do.
No.
But I am keeping my eyes out for her. Should she show back up. But that, as anything else, is going to be on her terms alone. So
we're staying at the Sea Queen's Court. So if you need us or you find Ileana, just point her in that direction. And if she's worried, the owner is not he's not mad with her or anything.
You'll know me when you don't know me by a wink. My left eye.
Got you. Yeah, that was rather daunting before when you did that.
Yes, well, I couldn't exactly just rip off my beard and moustache in the middle of the room now, could I?
No.
No.
I had the feeling that your curiosity would have gotten the better of you anyway. Like I said, I know you better than you think I know you. Probably better than you know yourselves. It's an instinct that we have. An understanding that is born in hell. Literally.
Okay. So you're going to sleep on this decision and then...
Was that pun intended? And she winks at you.
No. I don't think it was. It can be if you want, if you like.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm only able to smile and laugh now because you are all here with me. And it is a pleasure to meet you. And she gestures over to Edie.
Oh, I forgot that...
We've lost a lot in these last couple of weeks, but it's nice to find something again.
Oh, that's for sure.
Before we go, speaking of finding something, you said that you and Ileana had only just run back into each other. Do you know what this whole debacle is with the guards? Do you know what
Oh,
set all of
yes.
that off?
Yes, it was me. I was apparently well, I was trying to feed, as I always do, which is, you know what a succubus is, you know what that entails. So I was trying to get a bite to eat. No, I don't take too much, just enough to survive. And the person that I had chosen, well, thought I had chosen, was definitely rather lascivious. Is a quite not exactly my flavor that I was looking for, but in a pinch he would do. And he had some rather disturbing notions when it came to dinner fare. But again, the pickings had been slim since the last wave of sailors had left, but I made my attempt, but I didn't realize he or any of the other people in, the vast majority of those in attendance at the Queen's Court were guards. So when I was making my overtures and pressing my charms,
Advantage.
apparently there were quiet plans being made for more nefarious uses of my position that Ileana became aware of and decided to step in on my behalf. She, in the social interaction, she secreted that she recognized me by my scars, which were just barely visible, but damn, that girl has eyes like a hawk. And, well, things went from bad to worse when, while her eyes are sharp, her wit is much sharper, and her tongue got us into more trouble. She took the brunt of it, and as we both escaped and taunted the guards, and, well, you saw us as we ran past you, and I managed to slip away and return here, and, well, the rest is history at this point. So I was trying to get some dinner this evening, but things aren't working out so well. So I'm going to try again a little later. And I do have to say, you're all making me very hungry. Especially you two. Yes, you, the cute couple, and she gestures to Arse and Charlotte. You smell like ice cream on a Sunday morning with fresh strawberries and a drizzle of honey. You're making
Well, you're
me
not allowed to
famished.
scoop.
I wouldn't even dream of it. I don't want to sully that. At this point in my life as a ex-succubus, it would be like shitting on my dinner. I wouldn't spoil it. That doesn't mean I can't window shop and enjoy the smell.
Very true. Very true.
You okay, Caitlin?
Oh my god, it took everything in me. It took everything in me not to, like, make a threesome joke with her and be like, well, what are you doing later?
That's not a joke. That's not a
I
joke.
know.
That's a dinner
That's
menu.
a plan.
Succubus.
That's
know.
a plan.
I
That's
know,
not
that's
a
why I'm like,
joke.
That's the let me tell you about the specials today.
Yeah.
So you should all go at this point so that I can actually get something to eat.
You don't you don't have any connections to the Feywild, do you, Lee?
No, not especially, no.
Anything on you from the Feywild?
No?
Okay,
She's like,
just
picks at her clothing, like, no.
Just when you first winked at me at the bar, we just took some precautions, and Alithia just detected some fiendish presence, which is obviously yourself, and some fey presence. But that might have just been Volpini or...
And nothing that I am aware of.
Okay.
Well, good to know nonetheless.
Yeah, no, you're right, Oz. Okay,
Uh,
well,
Lee, you know where we'll be.
I
Yeah.
do. I do.
We'll leave you to it then.
I will see you in the morning. It is great to see all of you again. And Alithia, we will definitely need to sit down and talk. There's probably more that I could help refresh in your mind. Not that any, and I will apologize now because the vast majority of it is not pleasant to reminisce.
Good to know. Have a lovely evening. I walk out.
Ah, the stoicism. At least she hasn't forgotten that. I will tell you this, after you leave. She is a good ally to have. I mean, she has a resolve and a will as strong as the adamantine gate itself, and she does not forget kindnesses lightly. If you show her the respect that she well deserves, she will show you loyalty in return.
you're right.
Oh, I know. I've experienced it myself. Now go before I decide to change my mind.
I think Charlotte will go last, and just before she goes to close the door, she just keeps it ajar a little, and like through the gap, she just projects her voice, and we can't change what fate has in store for us, Lee, but we don't need to face it alone. Just remember that.
I
And she
will,
closes the door.
Charlotte. I will. Where do you go after this?
I think back to the Sea Queen's Tavern.
Yeah, it's what, probably a little like late afternoon or like late
Yeah, at
dinner.
this point, it's you're approaching dinner time.
Yeah, I don't think we'd want to get into too much trouble, so I think we'd probably want to just head back.
All right.
Okay. All right. So you head back. As the hours, move on and shadows grow longer, there are more and more crowds of sailors. You definitely see sailors. Some in matching uniforms, others in matching attitudes, but they're all, crews nonetheless. And they wander, joyously, raucously up and down the streets. This second section of the city is, as you can tell, very lively. Town criers, back and forth. There are like carts where people sell food. Like, so you get like street vendors, street carts, and things like that. And there are even small festival squares. And if you could call them that, like a festival square, it's kind of a it's an area that sometimes gets filled with freight as a staging area, but when not filled with freight, it seems to gather people, and they there are more than a few just groups of, I don't even want to call them bands, like crews that are just sitting there drinking and playing music, on the streets. So it gives it that kind of an ambiance. And
you end up back in the warmer confines of the Sea Queen's Inn and Tavern. At this point, everything's been cleaned up, and there is actually a quieter crowd gathering for dinner. A lively little band begins to play. What are you guys planning on doing? Are you staying here for dinner?
I mean, that's
Yeah, why not?
that's
Yeah.
up to you. Yes.
Yeah, I think we should call it in early tonight too.
Alright.
Given the state of everything today.
Yeah, Charlotte would try and work on copying the spell scroll into a spell book. She's copying the formulas and such.
Okay.
It'll take some time to do that.
Okay. And what are the rest of you doing?
Hang around, probably drink a bit, and probably just keeping an eye on Ellie. Just yeah, just go up and get another round. I'll bring another one back. Sit
Okay.
down in front of everybody.
You would see Oz sort of like sitting. I'm assuming we got a table or something. You would see Azalea sort of sitting and like kind of fiddling with the compass, but not like too visible to like every patron in there. Just sort of down on her side, looking at it, kind of just pondering and questioning everything that happened today, and also wondering if where Ileana is, who she's with, and just concerned.
Okay. So you guys are just pretty much just kind of like doing a chill night kind of deal, light drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we should draw too much attention.
Okay. Hang on, give me 1 second. All right. So you guys are just gonna go to bed then?
Charlotte's gonna leave her and Azalea's room and come and knock on Alithia's door.
I'll just swing the door open. Charlotte.
Hey.
Hi.
I know it's a little bit late, but are you okay for a chat if I come in and just talk a little bit?
Sure, she'll check to see if Oz is also there for closing the door.
Just me. I left Volpini with her. Keep her company.
Is Filipini a snuggler?
She does like a snuggle, yes.
No.
But no, I know that was a lot today. So I just wanted to just come in and just, if you wanted to sound off on anything, just, you can run it through me. But yeah, I just wanted to lend an ear. That's all.
Yeah, yes, I appreciate that. Charlotte, I'm still processing.
Mm-hmm.
That honestly was it feels like it's been the longest day ever.
You can say that again.
Like I'm debating if I should just, one of Bob's potions, if I should just take it, see what happens. Then what if I like burn the entire place down?
Well,
That feels dangerous.
Well, I mean, if you wanted to do that, I'd rather be there when you did it rather than on your own, just in case you do lose control a little bit. So I'm here now, I guess. So you could, if you wanted to do that, but I don't know how much of a good idea that would be. That's all.
Maybe not tonight.
No,
Like
yeah.
we should have one good night. I wasn't gonna just take it and then not tell anyone beforehand. If I was going to do it, I was probably gonna go to ED. I was going to, ask ED because she seems like, she could maybe hold me down. When needed.
Yeah, I'm not good on that front. No, I'm not strong at all. ED's got you covered there. But speaking of ED, I tried a couple of times now to try and understand her, see what's going on, help her. That's all I want to do with anyone. But she seems a bit closed off. I don't know if it's intentional or what, but I know I've tried twice now, and I just I don't really want to push push her again to tell me anything. I think at this point, if she wants to say something, she can come and I'll listen. But
yeah, okay. Does this come with like a question? Like, do you want to talk to ED? Because you would need to write a script for me. I don't, what
no.
or second option, you could talk to ED. I guard the door. He tries to leave the conversation. Sentinel.
Fucking genius. Fucking incredible.
She does have a habit of trying to walk away, so that might be that might be beneficial actually. But I don't want to, I don't want to aggravate her or put her in a position that she doesn't want to be in. There's a part of me that feels like when she does walk away, it's for my own benefit. So, yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I mean, me and you, we've had similar experiences with Lee, so it was interesting hearing that today. But I think, like Lee said, you should take pride in helping her, for sure. You did a good thing. And I'm guessing now you're focused on this soul coin and wherever it may be. Were you really close with your cousin? I know you can't remember much, but
I don't really know. I had another. I think it was a hallucination. It was a dream. It was a dream, and there was this person, and he did say like, "Oh, we need to go get your cousin. He whatever bought something." So like I was vaguely aware I had a cousin. I don't know my relationship to him.
that's interesting. Maybe when you do take those potions, it'll shed a bit more light on that whole situation. If you want to get any anger out, we can clash swords, or just try not to. You're very powerful and stuff, and I'm very like agile and light, and but I'd spar with you, absolutely. You're going to say something though?
I don't remember. I was kind of hoping there would be like a fighting pit or something, and I could just like fight someone.
There's bound to be one of those here.
Exactly. Might try to find one someday, but one good night.
Well, we'll back you up and cheer you on from the crowd. But yeah. I'll let you go, but I just wanted to let you know that I was thinking about you, and if you ever wanted to talk about anything, we could talk about it. I guess. I mean, the other thing today is, Illyria and whatever happened there. So, how you feeling about that? Do you care about her? Have you got a crush on her? Do you love her?
We barely know each other. We barely know each other. Me and Larry had like met days ago. How does one know?
I mean, that's a good question. I mean, I've only figured out this thing myself just recently as well, but I don't know. It's, I mean, what we do, adventurers, we delve into dungeons together, we fight together. It's all very intimate. We spend a lot of time in the day together. It's natural, I think, to get close to people, whether platonically or romantically. So I don't think it's too far-fetched if you had feelings for Illyria. It's probably been about 2 weeks since you met her. I think that's enough time. I've said this to you before, Alethea, but if Ozelia was taken from me, I would travel to the other side of the world to get her back. So I wouldn't blame you if that's what you want to do with Illyria here. And we can.
Current plan was honestly just to try and fight Malik and, threaten him, be like, if you hurt her, I don't care who you are, I will kill you.
You're going to kill the god of death?
I can certainly try.
You can definitely certainly try. I think he might be a little smidge too powerful for you, not to try and slight you there, but I just got a hunch, But I mean, it would be like heroic, at least doing that and trying. But then you die, and then you wouldn't.
Then I have a cousin to worry about, and not so many attachments.
I mean, who knows? Like, you've only just remembered your cousin today. What if you already have a significant other?
What if I have like a partner and children?
Well, that would be a whole different kettle of fish. I feel like we should stop talking because we're like speaking it into existence,
I was gonna ask you, Charlotte, like, be honest, do I have childbearing gifts? Oh no. Chaos is taking over.
I mean, there's no like, there's no like wedding rings or engagement rings on your fingers, right? So that's a good sign.
Oh, okay. Yes, I think we should stop now because it's spiraling now.
Okay, sorry.
No, it's fine.
I should have this spell all ready to go tomorrow. So if there's anything you want to send, let me know, and I'll do just that. Okay.
Okay.
She gives you a big hug.
She'll awkwardly hug you back.
How tall is Alethea again?
God, like 6 something?
Oh yeah, you're taller than Charlotte.
God bless America.
Yep. Elves themselves are generally tall.
Yeah, Charlotte's I bet Charlotte 5'9".
Charlotte is like really short for an elf.
Yeah.
Well, she is 5'9". Like the average elven heights, like just for elves, is like 6'3" on my world. So it's even taller if you're an Eladrin. Okay. What else? Is anybody doing anything else before bedtime?
Yeah.
Should I just
Probably
fade to
for
black
This one-
now and like have you take it to like
No.
text or
No.
what are we doing here?
No, not like that. Not like that. Fuck's sake. No, I think Charlotte would come back into the room and just kind of give Azalea an update on how Alithia's doing,
Mm-hmm.
and then she would look at Volpini.
Mm-hmm.
You spoke today, girl, and I have 4 other witnesses that seen you do it. So you can't lie to me. Most other people could, but you can't, okay? So I don't know if that was you telling me who my uncle is, what his name is, or whatever, but recently you've been doing some funky things. And we're in a lot of shit. There's a lot of stuff going on. People are sad, people are angry. And if there's anything you can do to help that, please let me know. I want to talk to you. I've always wanted to talk to you. But I need to talk to you now more than ever.
Well, Peony regards you with those soulful owl eyes. Kind of the head turns a few times as you're talking. And when you finish your sentence, she gets up, she walks over, and she just kind of nuzzles in, lays down, and starts to go to sleep.
Charlotte just looked at us and, well, seems like she doesn't want to talk, but maybe eventually. Or maybe she only talks when there's something that really needs to be said, But
Maybe.
she's a creature at the end of the day. They're not meant to talk. Maybe I'm asking too much,
I can't believe it either, but she'll open up, I guess.
You okay?
That's yes. Yes. Whew. Despite everything happening with Illyria today, being home, it feels okay because I'm looking for my sister, and that's giving me some hope and closure. It's like as much as it pains me to lose someone else, I hope that this journey continues to lead me to more people, to more connections, and back to Ileana.
Yeah. It's like we've got this revolving door of just friends that just come and go,
I know. It's not what we expected, but I guess that's what it is. So, how are you, Charlotte?
I'm okay. I feel like compared to everybody else, I've got it quite lightly right now. That seems weird to say, but
I know what you mean.
I feel like I've got to be, I've got to be strong and I've got to be there for the others because right now there's nothing like too pressing on me,
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm just, in terms of you, just making sure that this is what you want to do and you still want to find your father.
Yeah.
Because I know whatever happens, it's going to be a lot. But unlike our friends that come and go, I'm your pillar. I'm always going to be there.
Thank you, Charlotte. I'm really glad that you're here to help me face this next storm. And she would lean on you at that point.
Mm-hmm. She would embrace you and maybe just start playing with your hair, fascinated by the two-tone colors. Yeah, we can leave it there if you've got nothing else to say.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
Okay, so late, like towards midnight, you'll go and knock on Ellie's door and just see if she'll answer.
Swing open the door again. Shady.
Good. Sorry. I couldn't sleep, and I wanted to make sure that you weren't over here doing, Bob's potions or anything, because that's where my mind would be after a day like today. So,
Did you talk to Charlotte?
what? No, not yet. Was I supposed to?
Oh, but I just talked to Charlotte, and Charlotte was like, "You want to do the potions or something?" I don't remember. And then I was like, "Well, if I would do it with anyone, it would be Edie, because I think she's strong."
Thanks, that's nice. I just wanted to, because I would have been like, I'm probably going to do that, and if after like not sleeping for a while, I would have been like, I should probably. So I just didn't want you to get into it by yourself. That's all.
That's very nice. I just thought, one night before I burned this tavern down. Accidentally.
Okay, okay, all right. That's all that I was worried about, I guess.
Are you
Yeah.
all right, Edie?
For the most part, for being on the floating, I don't know, pile of sand in the middle of the ocean, I'm perfectly fine. There's some, the usual things, but
Okay, right. I don't think I ever apologized to you for yelling at you. After I had my hallucination, I yelled at you, and I don't think I apologized.
well, that's fine. I appreciate you feeling like you should apologize and that you did. But it's okay. Don't worry.
Right.
All right, I'll leave you to sleep then.
If I
Let me know.
if I do take the potion, I will let you know.
Okay. All right. Good.
Okay.
Okay. And she'll just go.
Night, Edie.
Night.
She'll just close the door and like, what the fuck just happened? And then go to sleep.
He just paces her room for the next bunch of hours, and it's just like going over everything.
Alithia, you get another knock on the door.
Damn.
I swing open the door again.
There's a guy standing there, and he is in nothing but a pair of breeches, and he's holding a bottle of what appears to be maybe wine, and a bucket full of ice, and he looks up at you with this like big smile on his face, like, you're not Rosie. I'm sorry.
No, one sec. Come here for a second. Okay. I don't know how this works, but I'm going to try. I'll touch his shoulder and I'll cast Lesser Restoration. Girly, you're not drunk anymore. We don't support the drunks here in this house.
You can have an inspiration for that. What the bloody hell is going on? Oh, you're definitely not Rosie. No offense, but you're kind of scary. I'm just here. Here's some wine. Keep the ice. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna show my. Okay, and he just kind of like beats feet out the door.
Go home. I try to go to sleep again.
I'm sorry. I had to get involved. I had to also knock on the door. I needed to be a part of that. Anyone else? Volpini? Volpini's gonna knock on the door next.
Lady
A little
on
scratching.
Lithia.
Lady Cardia shows up. Where's Riley? Riley, get back here. We need you to show up and go knock on Alithia's door.
we read fan fiction together.
Read this new chapter.
So, so you sigh once again. You're like, okay, and you settle down, and you, just like all elves, you meditate. So this is kind of like, you give it another. It's probably like somewhere around 2 bells, 2 a.m., 2 past high moon, and before you actually like, you've given enough time. There's been enough buffer. Nobody's knocking on your door after that, and you're sitting there, and you start to fade out. Did you say you were taking the potion or no? Okay.
No.
So you start to fade. Even though you are technically meditating, you are aware of your surroundings. As elven meditation, you are not fully asleep. You don't sleep that way. So much as you just quiet your mind. Now, you're focused on the sounds of the fading sounds at this point of the patrons downstairs. They are loud and late, but they eventually fade out, and you're just kind of left with like the lingering sounds of people, of a halfling singing a halfling song as they clean up, and you're vaguely aware of that. But off in the distance, you can hear the distant sounds of the ocean. Now that you're quieting your mind, you are close enough to the sea that you can hear that. You can hear the distant, random staccato ring of a bell from one of the buoys as it lolls back and forth on the waves. But eventually the sound of the bell starts to fade, and you just stops altogether. Odd, but whatever. But the sounds of the city also start to fade. You can hear the distant hoof clops of a horse as it goes down the cobbled streets, or wagon wheels as they creak by. But that's all. Those sounds begin to fade, and the one thing that doesn't fade is the sound of the ocean. The sound of the ocean seems to actually get louder, and like noticeably so. And you just hear the lapping waves, as though you're kind of on, like you're close to the sea. And even like sounds of like seagulls start to appear. And smell. You can smell the ocean. You can smell it fresh. You can feel a breeze. Like you can feel the ocean air as if the window is open. And you become acutely aware of the damp earth beneath you. You kind of like reach down with your hand, and there's no wooden floorboards there. There's no mat that you were kneeling on or anything like that. Your hand brushes over the soft, grainy
texture of wet sand. And, you know, your senses begin to refocus, recenter themselves. Before you open your eyes, you can also hear, like, off in the distance somewhere, the sounds of the jungle. Like very familiar, sounds. Birds and trees and wind. You open your eyes and they are filled with light. But it's the waning light of sunset. It is the softer hours, the middle hours between day and night, where there's just enough warmth left by the sun to make it pleasant, to heat the air around you, but just enough of movement of a breeze to make it cooling and comforting. And you open your eyes, you look around, you are on a seashore. The sun is setting, and the jungle off to your left from your position, you're standing on the border between the land and the sea, the waves lapping in softly. And you kind of recognize the place. Looks very familiar. Looks like somewhere you just left. Maybe 10 or so days ago. And it's at this point you see further down the beach, there's a figure also kneeling there, silhouetted by the fading light of the sun. What do you do?
Alithia will start to approach the person.
You walk, see your feet, your boots softly sinking into the sand. Not too deep, but just enough to leave very sharp footprints behind you. And as you approach, it becomes clear you recognize this person. The first thing that you recognize on them is a skull at their belt, covered and obscured by a mask with a bristly, scruffy beard made out of the shell of a coconut. Illyria, kneeling on the sand. She, you're as you're walking up. So you actually are approaching. So let's see. You can see she turns her head towards you, and there's a look of confusion on her face, and she clearly recognizes you, but doesn't seem to register or focus on the situation. Illyria says to you, Alithia? Now I know this is all a dream. I was worried I was still on the island, that I had hallucinated the whole thing. It's so nice to see you again. Come, sit. And she pats the sand next to her.
Lou will, very confused, but she'll approach and she will sit down and say, Valeria, this is the island. Are you back there? What is going on? Are you all right?
This is my happy place on the island of tyrants. Whenever I felt overwhelmed, I'd come down here to watch the sunset or listen to the ocean, smell the sea air, but it's all a dream. Well, it must be because you're here.
I will scoot a little bit closer. This is a beautiful place. We are in a dream. Are dreams supposed to be like this? It's nice.
Sometimes, if you're lucky. What are your dreams like?
A little bit darker, I guess. There was one nice dream, though. Once. And she'll kind of look down at the sand and just kind of start touching with it. How did you find this place? It's different from the Sea Gala? Is it far away?
Well, somewhat close. A hidden cove. In the beginning, the crew would take me here. We'd watch the sunset together and they'd lie to me. They'd tell me that everything would be okay, that we'd be saved any day now. It helped, even if I knew they didn't believe it themselves. And so, this became a place of hope. All those years, even after all, their bodies grew cold and their voices turned to whispers.
I wish I had met them properly. Do you think it's easier to forget them? Or no, they will only ever exist in your memories?
Well, would you rather you forgot about me? If there's a chance we'll never meet again?
Never. Without my memories, it feels like I'm lost in darkness, reaching out to someone that is not there. Memories of you, yes. The party feels like a light that is guiding me. If I forgot about you too, I'm afraid the darkness might consume me.
You can see Illyria smiles and blush awkwardly colors her cheeks as she fidgets like with the bracelet that Alithia gave her. I'm glad you feel that way. Uh, do you have a happy place?
Don't think I do. And she'll look Larry in the eyes. This also be my happy place.
Of course. I don't mind sharing.
Valeria, can you really not come back? I know you are doing something for the taxman, but the group, they are all so connected already. And without my memories, I don't know what to say to them. With you, I always just knew or didn't know. It just happened. I'm trying to say is that without you, I feel so alone.
I'm sorry. I have to. The taxman saved me. I owe him this. But when it's all over, I'll find you again, and we can go eat mango chutney. Actually, why stop at mango? We could eat pineapple chutney, apple, orange, or coconut even.
Wow, didn't know there were so many variations of chutney. She'll look at Wilson's mask. You think Wilson would mind?
Well, me either. Oh no, he loves coconut.
I had to ask. I know you are strong and capable. I just wish you had taken me with you. I would never wish to stop you from following your destiny.
Thank you for understanding. You can see Illyria looks out at the distance, and she stares off towards the setting sun, the fading light. She rests her head on Lithia's shoulder.
Thea will smile and blush, and she'll put her head over Illyria's.
And the sounds of the jungle begin to slowly fade from your ears. No more seagulls. No more splashing waves reaching up towards the shore. You can still hear the sound of the ocean, but it returns to a more muted tone. And once again, the ringing bell of the buoy fills your ears. And instinctively, your hand reaches down and with a light thud, makes contact with the hard wooden floor that is once again beneath your knees. The smell of the ocean starts to fade, but is replaced with the stale smell of ale as the inn that you are currently staying in, and you can open your eyes. There is a lingering scent of coconut in the air. You swear you can smell it.
I think she'll touch her shoulder.
It's kind of warm.
Yeah, she'll just sit there for a second, just take it all in, and then she'll get ready for the day.
Okay. Well, you definitely are up before everyone else. You're an elf. You only need the 4 hours of sleepy time. But eventually, the rest of you will gather your things, and you can benefit from a long rest, so you can get that spell slot back from curing the guy of his alcohol, his drunken stupor. And what is everyone doing? Morning has arrived.
I think you'd see Azaleus like first thing in the morning, kind of like checking the compass, just sort of almost obsessively peeking at it.
It's doing the same thing that did
Yeah.
before. You know, there's a little bit more of a separation now where you're this close, you know, where it was pointing to the east, you know, when you're that far away, it was barely like wiggling, but now you can actually see it. And then it's like swinging to you to somewhere else in the city.
Yeah.
So, you know, Ileana is still somewhere close.
Definitely.
What about Charlotte and Edie?
Edie's probably up early, and she probably. This is not a place to go wandering. So she's probably just. She'll go downstairs. She'll get some food, and then she'll probably post up in like one of the back corners so she can see people filter downstairs and stuff.
Yep. I'm gonna even go so far as to say, Alithia, you're probably already down there first, unless you don't leave your room.
I do.
Yeah, you'd probably be down there first. What is the look on Alithia's face?
I think she's. How long has she been awake at this point?
Probably like a hour and a half.
Okay. Just trying to figure out if she's like smelling her clothes, trying to figure out where the frick the coconut smell came from.
It might still be lingering. Like, so are you like smelling your hands and like things like that?
Yeah,
Like,
she's doing a where the coconut check.
Coconut check. That's now a thing. Exclamation coconut check.
I get over to the table. You smell really good. It's like not a lot, but like a little.
Edie, you smell coconut. You smell coconut like fairly strongly.
I take it back. It's a lot. Okay, it was a little all over at the other side of the room. It's nice.
I haven't done anything. I don't know why I smell like coconut.
That's weird.
Think I might have pissed off Wilson.
What could you have done to Wilson?
I don't know, but like last night I had a dream, and then I was talking about chutneys, and then I was like, then we were like coconut chutney. The person I was talking to in my dream, and then we were like coconut chutney, and then now I think Wilson's mad at me because he's coconut mask.
Yeah. All right.
loves-
All right.
He loves coconut chutney, so I don't know why he's angry. But like we're making him.
Right. Exactly. So, huh. Okay. Okay. And Needy will just be like, so a chutney dream, huh?
I had a dream about Valeria.
Actually,
No.
Edie, give me a perception check, please.
Ooh. Dirty 20.
Nice.
Yeah, boy.
She smells also like you're getting hints of the jungle on her. The island that you left. The very strong sense of the plants. Well, now
That's
your
weird.
new
I like-
your new sniffer.
I think lean a little bit closer there. Did you dream about the island? That's what you dreamed about.
I did. Smell like island. Do I need to wash?
No, it's just underneath that coconut smell. It's, I don't know. It almost feels like sulfur, but it's not. Weird. So, I don't know. Maybe you went there in your dream, maybe?
I don't usually have like nice dreams. Oh. Weird that I went to the island.
I don't usually have nice dreams either.
You don't have nice dreams?
Not normally. You should tell me if you have any more dreams like this, okay though?
Okay, what are your dreams about?
Lately they've just been about running and blood, and after I touched that thing that the lady has, I don't know, just I wake up and it smells like burning and smoke, and I don't normally dream. I don't normally dream, but it's been like that the past few times.
Doesn't sound fun.
No, but it wasn't fun when I touched that magic item in the first place. So I think it's just left over from that, but I don't know. Since I left the island, I don't know. Been following me since the island, I guess. But I'm glad that yours are kinder, better. That you see Ilaria.
It was nice, I guess.
Yeah.
Where are you from again, Edie? I don't think I don't.
I'm from a ways away. Alambre, over by Imbar, I believe. I think this is Hannah not knowing geography, but
Alambre is across Gullet Bay from Imbara.
there you go. So see, not too terrible. But yeah. So Alambre, and spent a lot of time in the forests and the mountains around there.
Is that how?
So, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to ask. Is that how you became a druid?
I think so. I think I've been a druid my whole life. I only just recently got disconnected from my circle, I think. I tried to talk to Charlotte about this not long ago, but I think when I talk to Charlotte, I feel like I'm translating into a language I sort of know, and I feel like it's always just left of what I'm actually supposed to say, and yeah, I mentioned about my my circle. I don't have. I know that they're mine. I know that if I think about them, and there's a feeling that I have, but when I ended up going back to my circle after leaving for a while apparently, and when it came back, I was a problem, so I had to leave, and that's pretty much how I ended up over at Strixhaven doing these other things.
That's the school everyone goes to.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forget that we literally just grabbed you from the island. Yeah.
Yeah, I was
It's
like,
a school over there, yeah.
do you go to school?
Sort of. I'm kind of like... well, so, you know how, like, Charlotte and Oz are like, oh, we should get back to school. It's coming in a couple of weeks. So if we end up not doing that, it won't be, like, super detrimental to me, because this is really just, like, a bonus that I ended up going to do this whole little field trip at Strixhaven. So I'm not really in a rush, but I'll go back with them if they want to go, I guess.
Did I just leave? You guys go back to school?
I don't think so. You don't have to. I don't want you to.
Well, I'm not in school.
I'm going to be honest. The records. It's a magic school. Like, don't get me wrong. It's a place. It does great. It's a magic place. Okay, but nobody really pays attention. So if you were to come in with like the group of us, they weren't going to be like 1, 2, 3 up. We don't know this one. They'll be like, great, a student. They all came back and didn't die in the last semester. Oh, like, it sounds like it would be alright. It's a school. No. I remember there's this one test, and there was like some creature, and there were a few groups that couldn't handle it, and we were like, are they going to let these kids get absolutely eaten in the middle of this class? They left it till way too late. So, I mean, it's not really like a tight ship there. So, if you wanted to, you could come in.
So a school that intentionally hurts children.
They teach you magic and want you to be like, but yeah. They're like,
Yeah.
what better way to learn magic than if I throw a creature at you? And you're like, okay, Jenny over here is timid, but I guess you're going to throw. You know, some classes are worse than others, but
Okay. Cool. Okay.
yeah, nobody's ever even checked the validity of any of the paperwork I've given anyone, so I doubt anybody is going to be very worried about what you come up
Shelf.
with. Look at me! And like, Edie like stepped back, and she's probably 3 shades paler than you in most ways, and she's just like, I don't have many friends, but my professors don't give me a hard time, so.
Alright, I guess we'll see. We first have to find the sneaky one. She seems cool. She fights people. I like her.
She was cool. I met her for like a moment back
Oh.
over at the other. Technically this is how I first got hooked up with these guys in the first place. It feels like they do a lot of chasing around after her, and not that that is a bad thing. I just think it's interesting that she just keeps running.
That's yes.
Right? Okay.
She runs by.
See?
No.
That's crazy.
All right, well, I hate to cut you guys short, but I have a hard out because I have a birthday party to go to after this, and it's like
Absolutely.
a 40-minute drive from here. So it will be at 7. So this is where we're going to leave it for today. And if you want to, well, there's crossover in my games. So if you want to find out more about what the hell happened with Alithia, I suggest you tune into the Wednesday game, A Borrowed Likeness, to find out what's going on with Illyria. So, and I'm sorry, Hannah, I can't not picture your conversation with Kate Bishop every time you do that. You sound
Honestly,
just like her.
Relate me to Florence Pugh in any way. God, like.
You do. You sound just like her. It like
Thanks,
just keeps
man.
like just waiting for only one fork. You not. Come on, this is good. This is good macaroni and cheese. That's all you
Eat
had.
with the macaroni. Is this real sriracha?
Yeah. So yeah, I fully. We're gonna just. That's the thing. I'm gonna make a Kate Bishop monster just for you. But
I wouldn't. Oh no, that's the other one. I said I wouldn't fight Florence Pugh. Like,
no,
just
Kate,
take me
Kate
out.
Bishop,
But no,
Kate
that's
Bishop
the brunette.
is other. Yes, yeah, you, Yelena Bolova. So let's go around the room and do our little shout outs. And we're gonna start with Edie because you're on my upper left. So we're gonna start with you tonight.
Okay.
So do the shout of the out.
Alrighty. This is me shouting out. I am Edie on Saturdays. I am Raging all the other days. And on Friday, I am Bryn. We run that here, Roll Positive Gaming, 7 to 11. And tomorrow, if you guys have not had your fill of D&D yet, I will be over on For Shame Not Honor stream, which we'll be having a fantastic little announcement coming very soon. And that'll be over with Kayla and Jordan. Kayla plays with me on Friday, and Jordan and Kayla play together on Mondays. So with over here with the Weight of Tears. So just find us. Oh gosh, I think it's 5 to 11 now. And just come and watch some shenanigans.
Okay. And that moves us over to, I gotta say, it's my favorite because it's like a catchphrase like I have for my BRB. I'm gonna take it over to our dear Alithia. Virla, go for it.
Hi. Okay, first of all, I just wanna give a shout out to Amy, my little co-conspirator
Oh yeah.
plan. Yeah. If you want to hear the other side of that conversation that Alithia had, you should check out A Bird Likeness, because that's her side of the story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And other than that, I have an Instagram. It's Viola.Louise with an E at the end. That's me.
But you gotta do the thing.
It's the thing.
You do the thing with the fingers all the time.
Oh.
See? You have a routine.
Belvedere.
So, yes. You need to check that out. So the first half of that happened already 2 VODs ago. So those will be available on YouTube coming up. And stay tuned for more because there will be more of those happening between the streams, crossing the streams, as Hannah likes to say. So yes, keep your eyes peeled for that. That takes us over to Caitlin. Caitlin.
Yes, hi. My name is Caitlin, and I am a streamer here on Twitch. I am typically streaming ASMR. Sometimes you'll catch me doing games, and I make ASMR on YouTube, which is ASMR Kitten. I hope to see you on one of my platforms soon.
Do that. Do that. Follow their stuff. So wonderful. And that leaves us with Sammy.
Oh, hello.
Sammy.
Yes.
About out and about. Boot and a boot.
Sammy's out and about. Yeah, I'm currently a Brit abroad. I am in sunny South Dakota. But you can find me on Instagram at Sammy by the Gram. I got pictures coming out the wazoo on there from my travels. We're currently about a third of the way along me and my dad's road trip. We started in Chicago and we're finishing in Seattle. So I'm keeping updates on there. You can find me on Twitter at Sammy on the Bird, and you can find me on Twitch at Sammy Go to Twitch. Like Hannah said, you can find me every third Sunday of the month over on Bridges and Brigands, where I play the half drow Hexblade Warlock Adelheid.
100% mommy.
And yeah, he's not wrong. And you can find me in a different place very soon. That's redacted for now.
Redacted.
But I'm
Secrets.
joining another stream somewhere else. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. And I have to keep that redacted as well. So redaction remains in place. But that leaves me. I'm Matt. I'm Roll Positive Gaming. I make all kinds of D&D content, and join my Discord, follow all my socials to stay up to date as to what's going on. But I need to motor, so we're not going to do a raid. I have a nice drive to take, and I need to start that drive now. So with no further ado or gilding of the lily, I bid you all a good day.